What's going on, everybody? This whole past week I've been playing Corki, and the whole time I've been wondering how in the hell this guy disappeared from the meta so fast. He's so fun and he's so good in normals, at least. I don't know about LCS, but in normals he's beast. Just so you guys don't think I'm bullshitting you, those are my stats from the past week. And these are the spells you're going to use with Corki. You guys know the routine. It's flash heal. It doesn't really differentiate too much, if ever. The masteries are 21 and 9. These are standard meta AD carry masteries. Every LCS player uses these, and they've been tested. I assure you that I'm not here to lie to you. But here's where it gets a little opinionated. Quints. And runes, sorry. So these are mine. 9 seals of armor, 9 marks of AD, 5 glyphs of standard MR, and 4 glyphs of scaling MR, and 3 of attack speed. But with Corki, you can use 2 of AD, and that scales better, in my opinion, with his passive, which grants more true damage per hit, instead of the attack speed, which he's really not an attack speed AD carry. Sort of like how Lucian is a bursty AD carry, Corki is as well, except, in my opinion now, he's overtaken Lucian, and he is the bursty AD carry instead of Graves Lucian, because to me it's unparalleled. As of right now, as we speak, it's unparalleled. His damage is just insane. He's my favorite AD carry at the moment, and if he's not in meta in a couple weeks, I think he will be, because I don't know what it is, but he's very underrated right now, and I find he can carry most games, if not every game. But if you do find a matchup, it's really not even hard to farm with him due to his ult, and look at that. That was a beautiful setup by Nami, and he gave us that for free. And Callista's got her blindfold on because Elise just hopped out of here, and how did she not see him? But listen, I don't want you guys, I'm not saying I'm Gosu, I'm not saying I'm sneaky, I know I'm just an average AD carry, maybe a little above average, maybe a little bit. And I'm going to slow this down a little bit. For attacks like this, you want to dive in with the Valkyrie and instantly E. Instantly get off the armor shred, ult, Q, and then ult again, and that is your primary burst combo. I flashed there for good measure because I just didn't want her to get away and flash on her own. I didn't know if she had it. I was a little unsure. But you know what? I would rather waste the flash and get a kill than nothing, than do all that and not get the kill. So for some reason, they kept attacking us. And I don't know why. Nami locks her down there. And I'm going to speak on what supports he synergizes with in a second. But I'm going to show you guys this right now. This is another game. And Lulu, I don't know why, but she goes, if you guys don't go top, we're going 3 bot. I'm going to feed, douchebag. And so here I am top. Riven instantly dives on me. I Valkyrie away. And that's one of the coolest things about Corki. Lately, not just his burst, not just his awesome Earthrider skin, which I love, but it's the kiting and repositioning in team fights, which I think kind of wins him over for me, which ties into the pros here. High poke, high burst, mobility is unparalleled for an AD carry. The armor shred is pretty great, and just the poke with the ult and the burst with the Q, he's becoming my favorite AD carry in the game. And just from, just playing him the past week, he's fun as hell too. But these are some of the cons. He's mana hungry pretty much until you get that Trinity Force going, and then it gets a little bit better. Limited sustain and falls off a little late. But, I would argue that Kate falls off harder and certain AD carries fall off harder, which leads me to this. If you're facing Kate in lane, you're probably going to die. I've played a lot of Corki, like I said, 80 times, and Kate has killed me every single one of those matchups. Draven as well, but Draven dominates pretty much everyone in lane. His Q damage is pretty BS, but it's not OP. He's just a very strong laner. And Kate isn't that strong of a laner, it's just the range. She doesn't really have the skill set to be that kind of I'm going to take you out one-on-one type champion, in my opinion, unless you're really good with her. So she's not that much of a threat. But here we go. You synergize well with supports that can lock down champions, i.e. Nami, i.e. Thresh, and Blitz is generally good because he can hook them in and burst them with you, which is great. And Nami, she hits it with the ult, everything's slowed, you can Valkyrie over there. These 3 are preferably who you want to lane with, and stay away from the Lulus and Sonas of the world that are cancerous as Corki, and please do not go there. So, this is all pretty basic stuff. We know this. We max the Q, and the E is second, W last, obviously, and the ult is third whenever you get it. Blah, blah, blah. It's all pretty standard stuff, although it can change, which I'm going to go into in a second, but this is generally pretty bland. So here's the build. Trinity Force, Sorcerer's Shoes, Blade of the Ruined King. If they're tanks, if there's not tanks, trade it out for Bloodthirster. Infinity Edge, and Last Whisper, and I want to speak on this. As Corki, you have so much AP damage. Do not rush Last Whisper. You know, get that as your 4th or 5th item unless they're building a majority of armor items, i.e. 3 Randuins, you know, Frozen Hearts. Okay, build Last Whisper. And if they're really tanky, get the Blade of the Ruined King. But in general, if your team, by the way, also has 4 AP casters, or ADs rather, pick Corki because he's a great mix of AP and AD, and that's another good thing. He's perfect niche champion for certain comps. 99% of the time, I would stay away from Leandri's Torment and Void Staff. For anyone who's new and is like, dude, what the hell, those are mage items. I've seen pros use those, and it's kind of viable, kind of not viable, but I would stay away from it. So, team fighting with Corki. I'm going to show you what I did wrong here, and it's pretty easy. His Valkyrie makes team fighting a dream. So, as you can see here, I Valkyrie just to get a better shot at the carries, which I kind of fail at because I kind of got a little scared of Thresh here locking me down, which he fails to do, but at the time I wasn't really thinking what I was doing here. And Elise, for some reason, okay, flash in and just instantly dies, and I am stuck with Nami. I try to burst down Callista, I miss everything, and we lock Thresh down. I thought Nasus was going to kill him, but apparently it's not in his interest, so he walks away, and I am stuck with no mana, which is my fault, and I just die there. Bad mana management and poor team fighting. I didn't get enough basic attacks off, and that was really bad. Here is perfect, though. I'm sitting in the back, and that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to sit in the back and deal damage. I walk around this corner, and I cut off their 2 carries, which would be good, but I didn't manage to get one of them off until my rockets come up, and I'm able to pick off Kali, which worked out pretty decently. I would have preferred to get the double kill there, but you know what? You can't be that greedy, right? Which leads me to this. The Gorgeous Braum ult sets me up perfectly. They don't even try to attack me, and I'm just able to armor shred right into the back, hop into the carries, and take out Kate. I want to mention something though here. If you're new to AD carrying, Corki is kind of in the middle of the ballpark, and what I like best about him is his ability to shift during a team fight, and just the mix of hybrid damage, and he's generally fun as hell to play. You know, so godlike Braum ult right here. And if you're wondering why I'm just focusing Thresh and Nasus here, look at them. They're not attacking us. You know, so let's just all focus this guy, shred their tanks, and now they're nothing. You know, if they're not going to focus you, just target the person next to you. Don't run through the tank, you know. But anyway, you don't want to do that the majority of the time, obviously. It was just a one-time thing. But anyway, guys, it's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it at all, and maybe I helped you, I think it did. But anyway, if you made it this far, if you're one of the lucky few, leave a comment that involves Valkyrie in it. And I don't know, I'll reply to you, and we'll have a good time. Peace!